They claimed he had fallen from grace, that the throne was empty. After Kendrick Lamar's relentless lyrical onslaught and a year filled with viral criticism, it seemed Drake was finally finished. But then What Did I Miss was released, and in a twist of poetic irony, he proved everyone wrong. Welcome to Celebrity Cookies, where the tea is always hot and the stories come with sprinkles of surprise. Make sure to subscribe. Leave a comment with your take on the story. Even with a week full of major releases, Kendrick Lamar collaborating on another intense track from Let God Sort Him Out, Justin Bieber making an unexpected comeback, and Blackpink debuting a highly anticipated global single, it's Drake's What Did I Miss? That remains firmly at the top of the iTunes and Apple Music USA charts. Number 1. Still, take a moment to absorb that. This wasn't how things were expected to unfold. By all recent discussions, Drake was thought to be washed up. The social media narrative told a different story. Memes ridiculed his decline. Twitter threads dissected his fall. Articles suggested that his cultural influence was waning, that his vulnerability had grown tiresome, and that he had run out of ideas. Yet, here we are. The statistics speak for themselves. What Did I Miss? Didn't just make the charts, it dominated them. From the moment it was released, it shot to the top of Apple Music and iTunes, maintaining its position for days despite the competition from some of the biggest names in the industry releasing music at the same time. And the irony? What Did I Miss? Wasn't promoted as a major comeback single. It didn't come with a documentary. It wasn't teased for months or strategically leaked. There was no label-driven marketing. No forced virality. Just a song that climbed to the top on its own strength. What makes this even more remarkable is the competitive landscape. Kendrick Lamar's recent feature on Clipses, Chains and Whips was not only critically acclaimed, it shattered Spotify records, ignited discussions online, and solidified his victory lap following the most publicized rap feud of the last decade. Any reasonable fan would have anticipated Kendrick's momentum to propel his release straight to the top. Justin Bieber, returning from a break and amid speculation about a new album, released a polished and heartfelt single that resonated with his fans, who rallied in large numbers. The Beliebers showed up in droves. On the other hand, Blackpink continues to be a global sensation. With a loyal international fanbase and a unique mix of pop, dance, and trend-setting branding, their latest single had all the hallmarks of a hit. However, none of them could dethrone Drake from the top position. What Did I Miss? Is an intriguing track because it doesn't demand your attention. It doesn't force a catchy hook or follow trends. Instead, it presents Drake in a way we haven't seen in some time, calm, introspective, and strategic, yet with enough edge to remind listeners of his presence. There's a sense of maturity and depth, suggesting he's absorbed every critique and jab without panicking, choosing instead to express himself. Not shout, not plead, just speak. He begins the track with a hint of a smirk, as if he's aware of the surrounding noise, but remains unfazed. While he doesn't directly confront his rivalry with Kendrick, the tension from that conflict lingers in every line. They thought I tapped out. I just tapped and slash, now look who runnin' back to ask him. It's not a rebuttal, it's a reminder. The production is minimal, moody, and focused, creating an atmosphere that puts Drake's voice front and center. There's no clutter, no guest features, just him. Perhaps that's what listeners needed. In a time of overwhelming stimulation, Drake's choice to simplify, to quiet the space and converse, resonated more than anticipated. And that title, What Did I Miss? Is a statement in itself. He's not merely asking, he's challenging the narrative. He's asserting, while you were busy counting me out, you forgot who built the foundation you're standing on. It's a bold claim, but one that's justified. Fans have also picked up on the shift in tone. Online reactions suggest the song evokes the energy of Drake's If You're Reading This It's Too Late era. Not necessarily in sound, but in vibe. Cold, confident, in control. There's an emotional detachment that makes the lyrics resonate more deeply. It's the Drake who no longer feels the need to justify himself. After 15 years, he's done that. So what did everyone overlook? Apparently, they missed that Drake still shapes culture. Even after facing criticism in the public eye, the audience continues to listen to his music, purchase it, and elevate it above the noise. Whether it's loyalty, artistry, or something more profound, the audience hasn't abandoned him, they've simply been waiting. Now, let's discuss the numbers. Holding the top position on both iTunes and Apple Music is no small achievement. These aren't just curated playlists. These rankings are based on actual sales and streaming activity. It's one thing to trend on social media. It's another to capture attention where it truly matters, on the platforms that reflect what people are genuinely listening to. On Apple Music, What Did I Miss? Quickly took over the charts in major cities. From New York to Atlanta, Houston to Toronto, and Los Angeles to Miami, Drake's name was once again leading the trending lists. The song even experienced a surprising rise in international markets, especially in the UK and South Africa, where fans connected with its subtle vibe. It wasn't just a local hit, it had a global appeal. However, the buzz surrounding the song remains understated. Drake hasn't engaged in his usual promotional activities, no major interviews, no viral antics, and no club appearances related to the track. In fact, his quietness seems to enhance the song's reach, as if he understood that the music would resonate more than any promotional effort. This approach contrasts sharply with the tumult of his rivalry with Kendrick, where every lyric, post, and action was scrutinized in real time. What Did I Miss? Feels like Drake has stepped away from that competitive arena. He's no longer playing chess, he's left the game entirely. Critics might contend that chart success doesn't equate to cultural significance. Yet, the twist is that this song is culturally relevant. It highlights a broader tension between perception and reality. While the culture may have declared Drake finished, the listeners, those streaming, downloading, and replaying his music, never did. This situation complicates things. If a song like What Did I Miss? Can still top the charts amidst fierce competition, what does that indicate about Drake's status in the industry? He may not be the most thrilling rapper at the moment, and he may not be taking the biggest risks. But he is consistent, relatable, and undefeated where it counts, winning the loyalty of his listeners. In a recent discussion among industry executives, an anonymous A&R told a blog, Drake's numbers don't always reflect hype. They reflect trust. People trust him to deliver something they'll return to. That's rare. This trust appears to remain intact, even as opinions about him evolve. There's also something significant about his strategy. Drake could have held off on releasing a single during Kendrick's dominance, Blackpink's comeback, or Bieber's resurgence. Instead, he chose to drop it right in the midst of the chaos, and somehow emerged unscathed. That's not luck, it's instinct. This highlights a fundamental truth. Drake still knows how to gauge the moment. He understood that in the midst of all the noise, people would seek a sense of calm and clarity. He recognized that something grounded would rise above the flashiness, and he delivered just that. As the week progresses and more new releases come out, the question lingers, can What Did I Miss maintain its top position? It might not. But the fact that it has already outperformed some of the most anticipated albums of the year speaks volumes about Drake's enduring influence. It's not solely about staying at the top. It's about knowing how to reclaim that position when it truly matters. And that's exactly what he has accomplished. He didn't shout for your attention. He spoke softly, and the entire world listened closely. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this situation, so please share your opinions in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on this story.